Hey, Jeff here. Whether or not you drive a car, an electric car, or not a car at all, going to a gas station is a part of almost everyone's daily, monthly, weekly life. Some gas station chains like Sheetz and Buc-ee's have become go-to locations and have gone viral online. But today, we're going to talk about small town gas stations and read some crazy stories in the form of 1-star Google reviews. So if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, and let's just jump into it. We're going to start our gas station road trip adventure out in Kansas, in Hutchinson, Kansas, in the biggest city of all of these cities. With a population of 40,000 people and 6, it must be a pretty decent sized city because it hosts the Kansas State Fair. Wow. Let's read about the gas station. We are visiting the Quick Shop with a 3.7 star review on 86 reviews. And first up we have Linda. Let's see what she had to say. Apparently the employees never check the cheese and chili dispenser. I have been there several times and every time they are empty. If you just felt a disturbance in the air, that's because my stomach just rumbled in pain thinking about gas station chili and cheese coming out of a dispenser. Oh man. Oh. But anyways, I would maybe call ahead if it's been out a couple times and I was going there specifically for that, but that's just my 2 cents. Let's see what else goes on. Let's see if Rachel had better luck. I have gone many times, and for the most part, it is okay. It's not the cleanest, but not too dirty. My son likes to walk there to get drinks, but today, when my son was there, an employee tried to scold my son. He put something in his reusable cup to carry around, and instead of asking him not to do that, she thought it was her job to scold him and tried to embarrass him. When I called to ask why, the same employee was rude and short with me and hung up on me. They need to have better staff. So I understand why she doesn't put her son's age in the review, but how old is her kid to be going there with a reusable cup and putting stuff in it to carry around that he can't just carry it in his hands or know it's not right to conceal stuff at a store like that? If the kid was like 12 or younger and unsupervised walking around the store putting stuff in a cup, I would probably think he was stealing too. I'm just saying. Moving on to LF with the Scarecrow profile picture. Let's see what happened to them. Store manager Anna needs to take more responsibility of her store. The glass to the drinks is dirty. They have stale pizzas that's past its time limit of being out. What's Anna doing? In the back talking to other employees not about work. I had to yell to the back to get someone to help me. Gremlin Anna did not like that. Quick Shop needs to step up. I think we've all been there before. We've gone into a gas station, wanted to buy some food, and you see all the food's like 2-3 hours past the date, and you're like, oh, that's not good, that's not good. But I would never yell to the back like, hey, you got better food? What's going on here? And then write a review about it. Like, how steamed are your beans if you have to do that? I can't relate, but let's move on to the next one. Next up is local guide Butch. Gross. Everything from the ceiling to the floor ran down. Boxes in the aisles, cigarette butts all over the parking lot, people begging for money. Not only are there people there begging for money, but there's also people there begging for dispenser chili and cheese. Alright, let's move on to the next gas station. Prepare yourself for some small town living as we head up north to Minong, Wisconsin. Boasting a population of 858 people, which does increase during the summertime due to the tourist population. This town is known for being the home of Jack Link's beef jerky. That's right, feed your wild side. It's also home to the Lucky 7 gas station with a 3.9 rating on Google reviews on 56 reviews, so not too many reviews, but not the greatest rating in the world either. So let's read some of those 1-star reviews. First up is Darren. Let's see what he had to say. Very poor customer service, mean, rude service. I will never spend another dime there and will spread the news to other people. I did not even want to give 1 star. Boycott Lucky 7. Upset enough to boycott Lucky 7, but not upset enough to actually write what happened besides very poor customer service. What does that mean? Did the person not say hello to you when you walked in? Did they not pump your gas for you or hold your hand while you did it? Like, what does this mean? I'm a little confused, Darren. Why can't you elaborate? But no one ever does in these. Let's see what sort of feeling we get from Vibe. If you're traveling on Wisconsin 53, just keep going. Don't bother with this place. They microwave pre-made food. The donuts have to be a couple days old being so dry. Only good as well stocked, but overpriced. They microwave pre-made food at a gas station? What? No way. I can't believe it. Smile and say cheese, cause they're up next. I've never went there when any hot breakfast food is offered. I see other coworkers with good-looking food, but I've never been there when it is in stock. I told all my colleagues today that I'd bring them hot breakfast sandwiches, and guess what? None available. The staff says it's all on back order. So I let down everyone at work. If you offer it, have it made, especially on a Saturday morning when fishermen and hunters and tourists are here. I'll never go back because I believe the staff is lazy and nothing is actually on back order. Oh man, this one made me laugh, like the disappointment in his coworkers. Oh man, you didn't bring us the crappy microwave sandwiches from the Lucky 7 in Minong? Who are you, buddy? Like, I thought you were our friend, Cheese. Like, oh, we're all sad today, no smiles for you. But no, this review is awesome. I really appreciate that this guy took time out of his life to leave this review so I could read it for you guys. If you like that review, make sure you leave a like on this video. Alright, moving on to the next one. It's time for Tammy. It is noon on a Sunday morning and the bathroom garbage can is overflowing. There's no toilet paper and no paper towels. Mocha dispenser was empty. What a cluster. So they went there at noon on a Sunday in a busy tourist area, so people are probably leaving the campgrounds and all that stuff around and going to this gas station, and they probably got overwhelmed and they showed up right at the end of it when everything was still overflowing. But, you know, I try to look at things logically and these people normally don't. But let's move on to the next gas station. Hold on to your hats, we're going to another small town. Hitch up the wagon, we're heading out west to New Harmony, Utah. With a population of 249 people, that's what I could find online. I also found 207 people, so somewhere between 200 and 250 people. Quick fact about New Harmony, the town was settled in 1862 after a flood drove families away from Fort Harmony, and they made the new town of New Harmony. Pretty interesting. We're going to stop at the Shell gas station here, which is boasting a 2.3 rating on Google reviews out of 77 total left. So let's read some of those one-star reviews and see why it's so low. We'll start off the Shell gas station experience with Mike. These guys will rip you off any way possible, starting with the gas being more than $1 over the regular price. They will also tell you that you need new tires when you don't, or look for ways to rip you off with other service. I've been investigated by the state, yet remain open. Is Mike the secret owner of the Shell gas station? I've been investigated by the state, yet remain open. What have you been doing, Mike? No, I know what he means, that they've been investigated by the state, but it seems a little sketchy. $1 more than regular? I know of gas stations in like the town I live in, some are like 10-15 cents more than others, but a whole dollar? Ooh, let's see what else happens. Sorensen had a problem with gas too. Let's read about it. Contaminated fuel. I stopped to fill up at about 11 p.m. on August 18th because my tank was on E. Not even a mile later, my car broke down. I had it towed to the Ford dealer in Cedar City. They tested the fuel and found out there was water in the gas. $700 in towing and repair bills. Did this happen to anyone else? 9 thumbs up on that comment. I wonder if each of those thumbs up was someone else who had this problem. But man, water in the gasoline, that sounds absolutely terrible. That's a good way to ruin a car, right? I don't really know, but I know it's not a good thing at all. Ugh. Alright, let's see what else happens. A lot of gas problems here at this gas station. Who'd have thought it? It's time for Alicia's story. Definitely not open 24/7. For being the only gas station for miles, it actually closes at 10 p.m. But the store is closed far before then. Light off and everything before 10. Definitely need more staffing. Better staffing. Something. This could be a case of like the Google hours or something like that not being adjusted correctly to reflect the new hours, but if it says on like the actual window 10 p.m. and it's closed way before then tisk tisk tisk, that's naughty on the owner. Maybe they should be investigated. Next up is Cole. Stopped here late on my way back to Cedar just to put $5, a full gallon here, by the way. The Sinclair 15 miles later was $4.17. None of the pumps would even read my card and wanted to pay in cash, except the Food Mart was closed even during the hours posted on the door. Sadly, all I can leave is a 1-star review because you honestly deserve a brick through your window. The only time you can justify a brick through the window is if you're trying to stop the sticky bandits on Christmas Eve. I'm also not too sure on like how gas station laws are with like setting the prices of gas or anything like that, but to be that much more expensive just from 5 miles away seems just obscene to me, but I guess it happens probably like all over the place, right? Let's keep reading. Eric stopped for something to drink and eat, and it's a wild story, so let's read it. This is one of the few places along the stretch of I-15 to get food or drink items. I wad tired, so we stopped for some caffeinated beverages. The woman at the register, frowning the whole, told me the total. When I pulled out cash out of my wallet, she gave a very loud sigh and acted like I'd asked her to open my drink and pour it down my throat for me. If you don't want to take people's money, don't work in a convenience store. Please keep driving a few miles more into the next town unless you want to feel like you're bothering the staff with your annoying purchase. Sounds like Eric didn't have his caffeinated drinks or his food yet before he wrote this review, because he's missing some words and he sounds a little bit hangry still. And maybe the lady was just having a bad day or was on her like 9th hour of like a 12-hour shift. Who knows? But yeah, I can understand being upset if someone's frowning, but it's a gas station. You're buying some stuff. Just go in and go out and you'll leave. You'll forget the person's face in like 15 minutes anyways. So now let's move even further east to the northern part of California, to Johnson City, California, to an unincorporated community of a population of 686 people. And we're going to stop at the Extra Mile Chevron, which it does have a Bernie, California address, but it is in Johnson Park. Trust me, I did the research. And it has a 3.9 star rating on Google Review and 128 reviews, so almost one review per every 6 people in town. So let's see what people have to say in these 1-star reviews. First up is Terry with a very stylish profile picture. Let's see what happened to her. I couldn't get the gas going. The cashier didn't want to help, and in the process, the machine ate my Safeway credits. Oh, and then the guy came out being all cocky and showed me I was apparently weak, then turned around and walked back in. It gives Chevron a bad look. I'm guessing the lady couldn't like pull the lever thing to get the pump going, but I like how she said the guy came out all cocky. I'm just imagining like coming out, shoulders out, like puffed the chest, like comes up, just flips it, stares at her right in the eyes and just goes, you're weak, and then walks back in and then has to turn sideways to get through the door because he's just that massive, like built like Johnny Bravo or something like that. That's what I like to imagine when I read this. What do you think? Also, subscribe if you haven't. Dave was lucky enough to get a response from the owner. Let's see what happened to him. Pumps are not calibrated correctly and overcharge you. Interacted with 2 attendants in back-to-back days who were unfriendly, and one even pounded on the restroom door because I was taking too long. The response from the owner: sorry about your visit with us. Which is actually kind of a funny response because it's not like an automated response because there's no punctuation or anything. It's just someone actually responded with, sorry with your visit with us. And also the pounding on the door while you're in there is like absolute nightmare material for me. Like imagine you're in the bathroom and you're just like having a real bad experience. Your guts are just gurgling from eating that chili and cheese from the dispenser, and someone just goes boom, 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 pounding on the door, man. Oh, I would be so mad. But I wouldn't leave a review still. I would just move on with my life. But hey, let's move on to the next review. Help me, Vonda. Help me, Vonda. Let's see what Vonda had to say. Your organic beef sticks taste like dog food. The real question here is, why does Vonda know what dog food tastes like? I've also consumed many different kinds of beef sticks in my life, and I've had some that were like really grainy and did taste like dog food, so it's probably not this gas station's fault, but thank you for leaving a 1-star review, Vonda. Thanks for helping me. Uh-oh, next up is Karen, but it's not spelled like the traditional Karen. Let's see if it's a Karen-like review, though. Unwelcoming. Work here. We pumped gas and went inside to buy snacks and use the restroom. The girls were less than accommodating and tried not to honor an advertised sale and would not let me use the bathroom since someone had already cleaned it and they were closing in 45 minutes. If you don't have to stop here, don't. I don't know. For being a Karen with a Y, she kind of still came off like a normal Karen. What do you guys think? But I would also be annoyed if I went somewhere and I had to use the restroom and they're still open for 45 minutes and they denied me because they cleaned it. It doesn't take that long to clean a restroom. So I agree with Karen there, but she seemed to have something out for the 2 girls working, so who knows? It's a coin flip. Let's move on to the next one. Let's pack our bags and head out east to Morgantown, Kentucky, boasting the 2nd largest population of this video with 2,471 people that live here. Wow. Fun fact about this little town, it originally was called Funkhauser Hill. That's a lot cooler name, and I bet more people would live here if it was still called Funkhauser Hill. Then it was switched to Morgantown. Yeah, Morgantown, 2 words, and then merged into 1 word. The history of these places is just wild, right? Let's go to the Marathon gas station here that has a 4.0 rating on 176 reviews, so it's a pretty high rated one, especially for a town of 2,000 something people. That's quite a good amount of reviews, so let's see some of those 1-star reviews and read some crazy stories. First up is our boy, Jack. Let's see what he had to say. You couldn't pay me to go to this establishment again. Extremely unprofessional staff. Gas pump don't work. No air. No TP. Bathroom looks like it hasn't been cleaned. In here, women never return. I hope my headache saved you one. I would go anywhere but here. Now, this did not save me from the headache I got from trying to read this with absolutely no grammar in it. I'm trying to figure out what all happened here, but it looks like they had a problem with the unprofessional staff. The pumps didn't work. The bathroom didn't have TP. It was unclean. But what does the "it hasn't been cleaned in here, women never return"? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Next up is Brian with an I, or Brain if you made a typo. Let's see what they had to say. Stopped at Safeway Marathon in Morgantown on our way home from having surgery in Paducah. My wife went in to get something to drink and a snack to help with staying awake, as neither of us slept much the last 3 days in the hospital. When she tried to pay, with the clerk pointed to a sign saying they didn't accept cash over a $20. Since he obviously immigrated here, he should read our money that they are good for all debts, public and private. This review is a little bit strange. So they both had surgery for 3 days in the hospital. I'm not too sure what went on there, but it also is like a random story to kind of just splice in the beginning, like, we were tired from having surgery. Like, okay, so what does that have to do with the gas station? Oh, so they're mad that the person was an immigrant, I think. Okay, that's what they're mad about. Okay, I get it. It's a little annoying if you went to go pay with cash and they say they can't take the cash, but I've seen places that say they don't take bills over 100 or X amount of money because they can't they don't keep that much change in their cash drawers because of some reason. So there's a lot of different reasons, Brian, but it's not because they're an immigrant. Next up is Bunny. Alright, that's my last musical intro. Let's see what she had to say. Every time I go in the store, one of the workers is using the F word every single time. That is very unprofessional to be using the F word in a public place like that, especially when you're at work, but it is a gas station. Those aren't like the highest class employees. Not shame anyone that works at gas stations. Some gas stations are like really, really good places to work at. I'm telling you, like, there's some that are like even rated like the top places to work at, but I'm guessing this isn't one of them. But still, getting surprised that people at a gas station that are working are using the F word, it would not, like, that you could check that off your bingo card by like the 3rd day of January if you're playing like gas station bingo. So let's move on to the next one. Jason had a weird story about food. Let's see what happened. Came in this morning, asked for 2 fried bologna and egg on toast. They said they do not do toast. So I asked for it to be on a biscuit. When I got to where I had to go, the biscuits were very hard and cold. The egg was cold and they put cheese on it, which I did not ask for. The cheese was cold. I will not go back to this place again. Very unhappy. I tried to look up the phone number and the one I found was disconnected. Their site doesn't even have a number to call. Very dissatisfied. I wouldn't even give them 1 star, but when you rate them, you have to put 1 star. 2 fried bologna and egg on toast. Doesn't sound the greatest, and then the biscuits being hard and cold, that part there sounded like an old, like, Dr. Seuss rhyme. There also is a big part of me that just wonders what these people expect when they order food at a gas station. Unless it's like one of those very few gas stations, like I've heard of Sheetz having good food and Buc-ee's having good food. I've never been to them before, but I've heard good things. Unless it's a place known for their food, I wouldn't trust it at all. I would just go to a fast food place. I mean, it's probably even better food there, better for you, and even cheaper, right? And with that, you made it to the end of the video, so make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out and watch this video because YouTube thinks you'll like it. I've been Jeff, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.